Greetings, friend. I will show you how to solve this puzzle, Hippolyte's Bane by Skitix, by using continuous loops. Not only will I show you how continuous loops work and where it is in this puzzle, I'll show you how discontinuous loops work and show every other advanced strategy needed to complete this puzzle. Click below if you want to try it yourself. And with that, it's solving time. Okay, if you try to solve individual cells of this puzzle using Snyder notation, you're not going to get very far. You're not going to get much done. I have solved this puzzle before. It's a great puzzle. Stay tuned. You're going to love the strategies here. You're going to love the logic. All right, you do want to notice that you have a pointing pair of 2s right here because you got this 2 coming row 6, column 1. And so these 2s mean that 2s can't be in any of those 3 spots right there. That's key to know. The other thing to notice is you got this 5 cut across row 1 and row 9. And so the only places left for a 5 in column 5 is in block 5. And you have this 5 right here. So you want to know that these 5s form a claiming pair. And so that means the 5 can't be here, 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 because they're stuck in column 5 here in block 5. So when you get stuck like this, the next step that you should go for is to look at single-digit advanced solving strategies. So single-digit strategies are like X-wings, or 2-string kites, or X-change, which is the thing I'm about to show you. Look at these 6s here. Where can a 6 be along row 1? Well, it can only be in these 2 spots. Now, where can a 6 be in column 9? It can only be in these 2 spots. And where can a 6 be in row 9? It can be in these 2 spots. And then where can a 6 be along column 1? It can be in these 2 spots. So even though there's only 2 6s in this grid, they have a lot of power. And so what we want to do is we want to mark these 6s, and I'm also going to color them because what we have here is an X chain. And the way an X chain works is you have a series of strong and weak links of all the same candidate. So there's a strong link between these 6s because if this is not a 6, that would be a 6. If the one's false, the other's true. They have a weak link to this 6 because a 6 could technically be right here, but what a weak link means, if this is true, then everything else in this block would be false. And so strong link to this 6, weak to this 6, another strong link here because there's only 2 of them, a weak link to this 6, strong link here, weak here, strong here, and then you go all the way back up to the top and with a weak link and then back to strong. So this is an X chain, and what's nice about X chain is you make a lot of elimination of these, but this particular X chain is a continuous loop because when you get to here, you can go all the way back here with the weak link and then right back to strong. Continuous loops are amazing. They lead to all kinds of eliminations. And so this is actually the inspiration for this puzzle, Hippolyte's Bane. So there is a play out there called Phaedra, and there's also Greek mythology. Hippolyte is the son of Theseus, and he gets attacked by a sea monster. And so what Skitix told me is that this is like the sea monster, this big, massive X chain right in the middle. This is what you have to find to make some progress in this puzzle. And now, if you want to see some more X chain solving like this, wait till the end. I'll give you another puzzle that does the X chains in a slightly different way, and you're going to love it. So wait till the end there. All right, so what we can do with these eliminations is basically you can eliminate 6, anything between these purple cells. So these 6 can't be here anymore, and it can't be here across row 5. Also, you're going to limit this any other 6 in block 7 and in block 3 because of this big X chain. And I've done a tutorial on X chains. You want to check it out. I'll put a link right here. You can go figure out a little bit more about how the X chains work. I explain all the properties behind those. All right, so let's start putting in some cells here. Okay, so right here, what can this be? It can be a 3 or a 6. And then right here, because of these 2s right there, this is going to be a 3 or a 5, no more 6. And then down here, you're looking for a 2 or a 3 or an 8. And then right here, you got a 3, 5, or an 8, because you got this 2 right there, right? And then down here, you got a 2, 3, or a 6. Okay, so far, not much there, but let's go across row 5. What can be right here? You're looking at a 3 or a 6, and by value cells, BVCs are always good to notice. Right here, what do you got? what you're missing, you'd be a 2, 3, 7, 8. You got 2, 3, 7 here because of the 8 right there. You got a 7 and an 8 here. So this is just a 2, 3. And then you go over here and you already have a 2 in the block. So this would be a 3, 7, 8. Okay. And you're looking at this going, wow, girl, thanks, Timberlake. I still don't see the solving here. But there is another advanced strategy we need to apply to this to make this work and start solving some cells. And that advanced strategy is a discontinuous loop. Okay, you're like, whoa, hold on. Exchange, this is really tough stuff. It's not so bad. I'm going to run you through this, and you're going to love it, and you want to stay tuned because this is not the last advanced strategy you need. There's still more in this puzzle, but it's great stuff, and that's why I wanted to feature this particular puzzle. If you look right here, start with this 2. This 2 has a strong link to the 3 because it's in a buy value cell. So if it's not 2, the cell will be a 3. So strong link, right? Strong link to this 3. Weak link to this 3. Strong link to this 6. Okay, you have a weak link to this 6. Surrogate weak link because it's strong. Strong link now to this 6. Now you have a weak link to this 6 in here and another weak link to the 2 because within a 3 cells, you have 2, it's a weak link because there's 3 candidates in there instead of 2. And then you have a strong link up to this 2 because there's only 2 2s in column 5. Then a weak link to this 2. And then you go right back to the strong link to the 3. So this creates a discontinuous loop. Whenever you have 2 weak links in a row or 2 strong links in a row, it's a discontinuous loop. And what we can do about that is since the weak link is in here and the weak link is to the 6 and then to the 2, you can eliminate the 6 from right here. The reason you can eliminate the 6 is because if you work through this chain, because this is a type of alternate inference chain. If you work through this chain, basically you come to the conclusion that either a 6 is right here, if you went like this way, or if it's 6 is not right there, then this cell would be a 2. And so then you would never have a 6 in this cell because the 6 would block it out or the 2 would solve the cell. So that's a discontinuous, that's how it works. I have explained this more in my alternate inference chain type 1 tutorial. I'll put a link to that right now and you can go check that out. And this is great. Also, subscribe to some more hobbies. You want to learn how to solve continuous loops and discontinuous loops even better. What can we do now? Since you eliminated this 6 from right here, that can no longer be a 6. Remember, there's only 2 spots for a 6 along row 9. So we can actually solve this cell for a 6. And now this kind of starts the chain reaction. Since this is a 6, this can't be a 6 anymore. So then now this has to be the only place for a 6 in column 1. So we're solving cells. This is great. Which means this can no longer be a 6. And I meant to put a 6 in there, but there's no longer a 6. I'm sorry I didn't actually put the 6 there. Now this has to be your 6. This can no longer be a 6. And then this is going to be your 6 up here. Great. Now we have made some solves in this puzzle. Isn't this great? We've taken advantage of these 2 advanced strategies, but we're not done yet. You still need more techniques, advanced strategy to keep moving this puzzle. So let's move on to the next step. In order for me to show you that, let's remove the coloring because now that we know where the 6s go in the purple cells, we don't need the colors anymore. Look across row 4, look right here. What can be in this cell? It can't be a 1 or a 2. It can be a 3. Can't be a 4. It can be a 5. Can't be a 6. And it can't be a 7, 8, or 9. So what you have right here is a naked pair. All right, after doing all these eliminations, now we have a naked pair of 3, 5. That means 3 and 5 can't be in any of these other spots. And that's important. That's important what we're trying to do. Okay, other thing we can do, because now, look, the 3s have to be in one of these 2 cells. So this can't be a 3 in either one of those cells there. And you got this 3 coming up. We can actually solve this cell for a 3. Great. And so now we solve that cell for a 3. That's going to help us make some more solving in our puzzle. Now that we have solved that 3, this can no longer be a 3. And so now we want to focus here on row 6. So we have a 5, 8 right here. What can be in this cell right here? Can't be a 1 or a 2, Now it can't be a 3, can't be a 4, it could be a 5, but it can't be a 6 or a 7. It can be an 8, but it can't be a 9. So we have another, and I'll color it blue. We have another naked pair. So we have this 3, 5 naked pair. You have this 5, 8 naked pair. So 8s and 5s can't be anywhere else along row 6. So let's look right here. What can now this cell be? Can't be a 1 or a 2. Can't be a 3. Can't be a 4. Now it can't be a 5 because of this. Could be a 6, but it can't be a 7. It can't be an 8. It can't be a 9. So we can actually solve this cell for a 6. See how that works? Awesome. And now we solve that cell for a 6. What is this cell? What can this be? Can't be a 1 or a 2. Can't be a 3 because of 3, 5. Can't be a 4. Can't be a 5 because of 3, 5. Can't be a 6. Can't be a 7. It could be a 7, but it can't be an 8 or 9. So we can actually solve this cell for a 7. And now we can start solving some 7s here. 7, 7, 7 means this has to be a 7 here in block 9, which means we can solve for a 7 right here and a 7 up there. Where else do we have 7s? Well, we can eliminate this 7 and we can solve for a 7. The only one left across row 5 has to be right here in block 5. And we've solved all the 7s. Awesome. See how we're using those naked pairs now? In addition to those loops, this is great stuff, but we're not done yet. You think you got this solved? Pay attention. You're going to want to keep watching. All right, so let's look across row 9 here. What can be left here? 2, 3, 9 at the bottom. So these 9s are now a claiming pair because the 9 can only be in row 9, can only be in block 9. So it means nowhere else can it be a 9. So you can't have a 9 here or here. And then you have the 9 there. So where can a 9 be now in block 7? It has to be right there. So there. Now we can solve that for a 9. And that's important. And so now we want to kind of follow along here. Notice with these 3s, 3 can't be in any one of those spots. So now the 3s are a claiming pair across row 1 because the 3s now have to be in block 3 of row 1 because they can't be here or here because of these 2 3s. What that means is now this cell right here cannot be a 3. So it can be a 4 or an 8 because you look down here, you got 3, 4, 8 on column 9. This cell right here can't be a 3. It's got to be a 4 or an 8. So where can the 3 be in column 9? It has to be right there. There's the only spot left for a 3 because this is great, another naked pair. And so once we solve this 3, now you can solve for the 5 and the 3 there, and we can solve for the 8 and the 5 there. And I'll get rid of the coloring because now those naked pairs have been figured out. Great. Now let's look on and see what else can we do with this puzzle because we're not done yet. All right. 8 and 8 means this has to be your 8 right there, and then this has to be a 2. And then you got this 3 right here, means this has to be a 2. And now we can get rid of the 2s, and you have a 3, 9 naked pair. Okay, let's move on. You go, where else can we do some solving? We're looking at, I'm looking in column 1. Let's look at column 1. You're missing a 1, 3, and a 4. All right, so we can get rid of the 3 right here. You can get rid of the 4 right there, and you can get rid of the 1 right there. So 1, 3, 4. And now, what's across row 1 here? If we want to look all the way, we got 1, 3, 4, 9. And so if you'll notice right here, you got a 9. That's a 1, 3, 4. So what we have is a naked triple. And I'll make that, let's make it orange. Okay, so if it's a naked triple, that means no other, the 1, 3, and 4 can only be in these 3 spots. These other spots can't have 1, 3, or 4. Okay, and so what would be the other cells? What can they possibly be? They can be a 5, an 8, or a 9. So this is going to be 5, 8. And you see 5, 8 right there. That actually has to be your 9 now. So let's get out of the coloring. I like to stay in the coloring for some reason. All right, 9. And then now with this 5, you can actually solve that for your 5 and that for your 8. You see how that works? Okay, so we've now made some more great solving across here. And now you're looking at 1, 3, 4. You can get rid of that at 3 because of the 3 that was right there to begin with. This is a 1, 3, and then this is a 3, 4. Okay, can we do any better than that? Not quite. But you can see we're really making a lot of progress here. So you have kind of the 1, 2, 4 coming down there. Do you do better than that? No. And then what do you have here? You have 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, with the 8 there. 1, 2, 4, 8. Can't really do any better than that. Okay, you think that all the solving is done and easy and we can just march through the rest of the puzzle. Not true. In fact, we have another advanced strategy that you need to solve and find before you can continue making progress in the puzzle. And it's a skyscraper. It's a skyscraper of 4s, actually. So where can the 4s be along row 2? They can be here and here, right? Because of this 4 right there and this 4, it can't be anywhere else. Let's remove this coloring so that I can show you the skyscraper. So 4 is going to be right there. Now look at column 8, or excuse me, row 8. Let's look at row 8. Where can the 4s be in row 8? You can have a 4 right there, but you can't have a 4 there. And because of this 4, the only other place for a 4 is right there. And so this is a skyscraper. So either this is a 4. If that's not a 4, this would be a 4. This can't be a 4 anymore. And then this would be a 4. So either 4 is here or it's here. And then, so you know that since the 4 has to be in one of those spots, you can eliminate a 4 for any cell that sees both of them. So we can eliminate the 4 from right there, and we can eliminate the 4 from right there. I've done a tutorial on skyscrapers and X-Wings. I'll put a link to it here if you want to check that out. I put these tutorials so you can solve puzzles like this and understand exactly how the logic works. This is awesome. So Skidix, you put in some great advanced strategies here. I loved it. I loved solving this puzzle when I did it, and I love that I can show everyone else how these strategies work. So that's going to be your 1. That's your 3. That's your 4. That's your 1. That's your 3. That's your 4. Here's an 8. Here's a 4. And now we solved this 3 up here. So you got the 9 and the 3 there. Now we're making more progress. What can be in this column 8? 2 or 9. You got a 9 right there. So there's 2. And there's your 9. Okay, now we're looking for more solving strategies. What can be right there? You're looking for a 2 and a 1 and a 2. So there's your 1, and there's your 2. Now, 2 and a 2 means this has to be your 2 right there. We got a full house. Always want to finish those full houses once you see them. So that's got to be a 5. Okay, what do you have up here? It looks like a 3 and a 9. Can't solve that just yet by looking, but we can go to another spot and try to get some more solving here. What are you missing right there? You're looking for a 5 and an 8. Can't just solve the 5 and 8 just yet. So what do we have right here? 1, a 1, and then a 1, 4, and a 9. Okay, so you got the 9 right there, and you got the 4 right there. So can't solve that just yet. You got the 1, 2, 4 here. Where are we going to make more progress in this puzzle? You know, so you kind of look and go, okay, what can we do here, right? What's here? You need a 2, you need a 4, and an 8. Okay, so you got the 2 and you got the 8 right there. So here is your 4. Great. And so now, since you know the 2 and 8 have to be in this spot, this has got to be your 2 right there. Now we're going to make some more progress. This is good stuff because we have a full house right there, which is going to be a 1. And then you can solve for the 4 right there. And now with a 4 and this 4 means this has to be a 4, and we can finish off with the 9. Great. And so now we can solve this for a 9, solve this for a 3. Come on down, 3, 3 with this 3 means this has to be a 3. And then wherever our cells right here, we're looking for a 1 and a 6. Can't solve it just yet. Still looking for the 2 and the 8. We got the 2 right there. So here's your 8. There's your 2. And then 8, 8 means this has to be your 8, and this is going to be your 5. Great. Come back down, 5, and this 5 means this has to be your 5. This has got to be your 1. Let's solve this for a 1. And then we're going to do our 6 right here. And then last but not least, another 6. So you think you've seen everything there is to see about Exchange? Well, check out this video. It does the strategy in a different way. I want to thank Skidix for letting me feature your puzzle on this channel. You're an awesome setter. I've heard some great things about you. Don't forget to buy me a coffee link. Thank you so much for watching.